Well, there are forgotten people and there are unintended consequences. And whenever it is that you impose your concept of morality on a society and you force laws based upon your own morality, you end up with unintended consequences and unintended victims. And that's precisely what has happened. I investigated, spent some time looking into this whole issue of the state of California saying that this Senate Bill 1172, a highly publicized law that says that therapists essentially cannot counsel children who don't want to be gay not to be gay. And that's essentially what it says. Some will call it conversion therapy. We're not talking about, some religious person going in and telling someone, I'm going to intervene and I'm going to help you convert from gay to ex-gay. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about people many times, victims of sexual predators, children, will go to their parents and say, I've been the victim of a sexual predator and I'm having confusion over my sexual identity. I don't really know. It is very normal and natural for victims of sexual predators, of pedophiles, to have some sexual identity confusion issues. That's very normal. In fact, it's almost straight across the board. You almost won't find someone victim of a pedophile who doesn't have some of that confusion because they've been sexually made aware when their brains are not developed enough to handle it. And we've talked about this too. I believe personally that younger and younger sex ed and younger sexual involvement will result in some of this confusion as well. But that's beside the point, because right now we're talking about victims of pedophiles who have gone in search of counseling who can't get it. So they're not only victimized there, they're also victimized when they go to school and maybe they've identified themselves as a reaction many times of rebellion against the abuse. They will identify themselves as gay. So they'll start dressing gay, whatever that means, talking gay, whatever that means, looking gay, whatever that means. I've spoken to these people that this has happened to. And they've confided in me. I was one who subscribed to the born gay thing, and I may still, but I've had them tell me, no, I wasn't born gay. Don't call me that. I was gay as a reaction to sexual identity confusion. And when I started asking questions, I did or didn't receive counseling. If they received counseling, many times they come to terms with their sexual identity, be it gay or straight, but they get to it authentically through counseling and through therapy and through working through the process that has to take place when someone is abused. The state of California doesn't think that's important. The state of California doesn't care about those kids. So not only are those kids not receiving counseling, this is the real tragedy taking place. Those children who have been abused and are now being abused by the system that won't even let them get counseling are also abused when they turn away from the gay lifestyle in their schools. They are bullied by militant gay groups of teens or kids who think that it's so cool now. We have so flipped things. They think that it's so cool now to be gay that if you are ex-gay, you are very likely the most discriminated against child in the entire school. You are the victim of all the bullying. And guess what? There's nothing to protect you. Now, a couple of states do have anti-bullying laws for ex-gay teens. But most states don't. And most teachers don't even know what to do with this. What do you do? How do you punish the protected group? You punish the gay group who is bullying the ex-gay? And this gets very confusing. And where hate crimes are concerned and everything else, this gets very, very confusing. So there are groups of people taking this on. One of those is Matt Staver and his Liberty Counsel. We talked to David Pickup on Monday's show, I believe. He was violated by a pedophile when he was a child, and he says without therapists to help him through, he would have been convinced he was truly gay, but he is not. He is, of course, among this growing minority group who consider themselves ex-gay, and they have a lot to say about Governor Brown's presumption that anyone who has ever had gay feelings must assume they're gay and be denied access to anyone who might help them find their true identity as a homosexual or a heterosexual. How is that in and of itself not discrimination? And Pickup says that those who leave the gay lifestyle are subject to egregious discrimination and damage from different groups of people, much of it in their own schools, as we just discussed. The law is so broad that in order to help one group of children, it is absolutely creating a bullied group of another children who are doubly abused, triply abused, really, because a lot of times they're victims of a pedophile, then they're victims of a system that won't even let them get counseling, and then they're victims of bullies who believe they should stay gay or be gay to begin with. The harshest form of discrimination would be discrimination by those who are protected groups in this particular situation. But Ellen Kahn of the Human Rights Campaign says it's inappropriate to tell children that they have a choice. I firmly disagree with her. Funny how the statists can be so pro-choice on the one hand and so anti-choice on the other, isn't it? A child should not be forced to identify as gay merely because they experience some homosexual feelings. Some degree of homosexual feelings are natural, but especially natural from children of abuse, and especially natural in today's culture, where children are taught sex ed before their brains are really ready to understand it, and where children are experimenting sexually at ages younger and younger when their brains are not ready to handle it. It's perfectly normal for those people in that situation to experience homosexual feelings, but it doesn't always mean they're gay. So Stavers Liberty Counsel filed a petition yesterday with the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals asking them to rehear Pickup versus Brown. And we, the Dr. Gina Show, will keep you posted on that. Stay tuned every day to the Dr. Gina Show, where we will bring you stuff you won't find anyplace else, because that's what we do, and we enjoy it. Thank you for tuning in today. You go boldly now and live the truth.